But
Sweet. And
I'll do
just run
that.
through that again, please, Jay.
No worries. Cool. So key chord scale, like we did a long time ago, but we'll do it in bars this time probably. So G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and back to G in whichever form you prefer. So the secret to this is memorizing because every key is identical. They're just higher or lower. So
Yeah.
once you get this pattern down fully and understand the just the basic concepts is all it needs, and you'll be able to transfer it anywhere. Um, so the first key concept is your major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. Will always repeat.
So what is that scale? What do we call that?
So that's the G major key chord scale at this point.
G major key chord scale. Okay, and what's that? What do I use that for?
So that's all the chords, the basic chords that are available in the key of G.
Ah, gotcha. So it's beyond the like G major scale. It's
So it's taken from the G major scale. So the G major scale, if we add, like if you watch it on piano and you see piano fingers going 1, 3, 5, that's what we're doing. We're taking the first note, the third note, and the fifth note and sticking them together, and we naturally get these chords without any manipulation.
and that's a major chord. Is first, third, fifth.
Yeah, the majors are 1, 3, 5 is all of them. Sorry.
Oh, so that doesn't. That's not what makes up a chord and like a G chord, G major.
Yep.
Is it
It's
the
the
first, third,
first
and
note.
fifth of the major scale?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, but is it probably not relevant to this conversation? Is it?
Um,
Am I
yes
getting?
and no. Yes and no. Like it does later, you're going to want to know that. So if you're going, well, what does that do for me in my playing? As
Yeah.
a as a bluesy player, it does everything for you because what that becomes is arpeggios, which is the three notes played in any order. So you end up with like, you'll probably know this as a walking bass line.
I actually never understood what arpeggios were. I thought it was just like picking notes of a chord. I didn't even know.
Well, that's exactly where it starts. So you're arpeggiating the chord when you do that, but they
Okay,
come from three certain notes for your basic chords.
gotcha.
So you can do those in any order and anywhere on the fretboard that it fits. So and in any order.
Amazing how they have a different feel, like the same notes, but they're just such a different kind of sound.
Yeah. So that's what we call doubling. So
Okay.
if you get an idea and it just works for you, you can then transfer it to another spot on the fretboard and do the exact same pattern. And as you say, it has a completely different idea to it, a different feel.
Mm.
Cool. So the first thing the other reason for learning this is for training our ears. So you've probably got a naturally good ear with, like there's music in your blood.
Mm.
Um, but like this will fill in any gaps that you've got where you're
Okay.
like, oh, where did they go? Like if you hear a piece of music, like when you hear an Ed Sheeran song, you can pretty much pick out what four chords that he's using at most times. Um, does that work for you? Can you, or do you try not to listen to Ed?
No, yeah, I don't listen to much Ed, but I tell you what, like I do appreciate the quality of music and like
Yeah,
some of his songs. Coming up to our wedding next weekend, I'm listening to all sorts of music at the
absolutely.
moment. And
Yeah,
yeah, although
He-
I'm not at the stage yet where I'm like, I know that that's a G chord or I know that that's an A chord or
yeah.
I'm not
That's okay.
there.
That's good. That tells me exactly where we are and what we're trying to achieve from the key chord scale. So
Cool.
it's good. So what it tells me is, like, I know you've got an ear, so it's like we're trying to fill in the gaps, and that's most people that have a good ear for music just have to fill in those gaps and understand what the information is that they're looking for.
Mhm.
So every key has three major chords naturally. Like, you can adjust things and create other things, but we'll cover that later. So in G, you've got your G, C, and D, and it's kind of what we're listening for is what they do.
Oh my god, that's why I love like one of my favorite things is just playing like GCD. I just love that.
Yep, you're training your ears is what you're doing.
I because I always thought that was weird because I look at the circle of fifths and G is like it says GBD and then I look at C and it says CEG. None of them say that DCG works.
No, because as I was, remember the last time I was explaining the circle of fifths, is that the information we're doing now, the circle is a cheat's guide.
Gotcha. So forget about the circle for now.
Eventually it'll be everything, but if we memorize this, that'll mean even more than it does now.
Okay, so they're the major chords, aren't they?
They're the major chords. And so what they do is G, your home chord will always be home. So that G sounds like the start or the finish of an idea.
Yeah, the resolve. I'm big on this right now. I'm big on like
Resolve, yeah.
emotion notes and coming back to the resolve. That's where I'm really at right now.
That's right. That's good. So it tells you what the other chords are doing and why. You know, like when we play blues, like we're telling stories. So G is that homely,
Yeah, no tension.
no tension at all. That's right. And C is away from home, but you can sit there for a long time without it being chaotic tension.
Yeah, that's like the fifth is kind of like not that dramatic, but the third is.
Yeah. So the so that's the 1 4 5. Are you talking about the fourth?
Yeah, that's quite tensiony. Maybe yeah, fourth. Sorry, not third, fourth.
Right. It gets confusing with the 1 3 5, and then we
One,
got
four, five. Yeah,
what are we doing?
yeah,
All good. Yeah. So the four has the tension, but it's like the filler of the story. If that's
yeah.
so, this is like we're traveling somewhere
Yep, we're on our way. Yep.
on our way, and then when you get to the D,
Oh, flat tire.
yeah, like it's got tension, and we're craving to go home and get that.
Oh, yeah, it feels so nice.
It's it. It's it. So, the minors have exactly the same relationship.
Okay.
So,
So is the relative minor still like a bit homey?
yes. So there's each one has a relative minor. So your relative minor for G is E minor. So you can still have that in a minor blues if you. And then you go turn around.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, so you can hear what it is they're doing, and the more you use them in the exact way we're talking, like, and you've already delved a little on resolution and tension, and this is exactly what this is, and eventually you'll start hearing it. So if you hear, I can't remember how it goes, but so the Ed Sheeran songs, have that they start with that. Ooh, something's happening. It's homey, but it's
Mm.
melancholy-ish, like, and then you can start hearing like that could be the finish or the start of a new thing. And if your G chord, your major chord, major home chord, is not at the start or finish of the progression, that progression can go on for hours. So when you hear a song like Zombie, unless you're on stage after the singing stops, you don't realize how long that song is.
Wow.
It's like it jams out for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And
right.
live versions can be. I saw a band do 11 and a half minutes of it, and it was driving me mental.
Oh my God! Now that you think about it, I'm just doing it in my head. I've never thought of that.
Yeah,
No resolve.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
yeah. And so that's the secret to songwriting is sort of understanding this idea. And even if you don't head towards songwriting, you'll pick out any song with this formula. Um,
Songwriting is definitely where I'm at. That's like all I want to do is just make music. I don't care for playing other people's music.
no, yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I do now because I've got bills to pay, but I agree with
I think if I could, I would, but maybe it's an excuse to be lazy. I don't know. Maybe it's a cop out.
yeah, that's probably where I was when I was younger. I was like, I couldn't play people's music, other people's music as well as I wanted, but I didn't want to, and I made sure I told everybody I don't want to.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't. It's not because I'm learning.
Uh,
So, like, this idea will get you on either of those journeys, however you want to take the journey. So, if you
okay.
want to write songs and you want to tell those tales, like a minor chord has a melancholy sound to it, like they're relative to each other. So they could be when you keep playing the minors, the overall tone is a sadder sound.
It sounds like a verse in a song. Like it's. I don't think it
Yeah,
sounds like chorusy.
yeah, yeah. So I wrote a lot of stuff early on that was what you're saying, where then you go to the major just lifts that chorus up, and
Mm.
yeah, cool. So the more you tutu with that, the more you'll really start adventuring, and more you'll see it in other keys. Because the next thing to fathom, which you'll be hearing, you just won't, you just need it articulated in the right way, is that the gaps between the chords and notes are always the same. So have you heard the term tone, tone, semitone?
I just go ho half, ho half.
That's what I'm talking about. Same thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
American versus English.
yeah, yeah. Is that so? That's the major scale.
It's a major scale. So that's the gaps between the notes in the scale or the chords. The chords
Yeah.
become the exact same thing.
Oh, so okay, okay. So there's a formula to this.
Yes.
Because I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the G, C, D, but I'm not getting the like I couldn't tell you what their chord scale is now.
Yeah. So um, if you know what the notes are to play it, so if you played it horizontal, I always get this wrong, vertically, horizontally, yeah.
Mm.
So you'll get the tone, tone, and then down here's semitone. So they're in a row: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone.
Okay, and that's based on just like the normal alphabet of like G
Yep,
whole tone to C, no, whole tone to A,
yep, good. Yeah,
then but is that a minor?
that's then a minor. Yes,
Okay, so is there a formula for major, minor?
yes, that's what we were doing before. So major, minor, minor. So a major, two minors, then two majors, a minor, diminished major.
Oh, can you check that in the chat?
Yes,
Or have you done that already? God, you've probably done that already, man. I just haven't.
I made
I
it
have.
fast, but
I haven't clicked on that one. So it's two majors, two minors. So if that was the case, it would be G. I'm still buzzing with what you taught me about using the minor pentatonic and just going up, and you got major.
yeah, as soon as they slip together, so then I'll type that out too. G, B.
Sorry, man. I was just
It's all
picking
right.
away.
It's okay. It's good when people really get the pentatonics and how vital they are.
Oh yeah, that's all I do. Okay, so major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and O is
Diminished. It's the symbol for
okay.
diminished. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. So if we went, so it was F G,
Yep. G major.
and then
There's one.
A minor, B minor, half step is D,
Yep.
whole step to D, and then how did I get to E minor? We said D, whole, half, whole, oh, yeah, whole
Yep. Good.
is E, but it's major, and then half E sharp. But I don't know how to play augmented or sorry, diminished. What is augmented's not diminished, is it? No.
No, it's different again. Yep.
And then start again. Okay, that's good. I've got that.
It's good. So diminished. There's several diminished shapes, but the main one we use at this point until you're actually wanting to make beautiful sounds out of it, which is not really blues. It's more of finger picky, folky sort of
Jazzy.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you know? D7.
Oh yeah, that's just yeah, I do.
Yep. The big
Oh,
one.
is that it?
So
No,
go,
that's not. There we go.
don't hit that D string at the top. So you hit the three bottom strings instead, and that's F sharp diminished.
Oh, what? So it's the same chord, just
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, that's quite cool. I was playing that a lot. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what? That's a seven chord. E.
If you hit the D, that's a D7.
That I'm playing like that. There is that an E7?
Oh, E7. Yeah.
and then an A7 there, and then I use the.
Yeah,
That's just the blues thing I learned somewhere.
yeah. No, that's a good. The oh, I'm tempted to. I'm about to open another can of worms, and I'm trying not to.
We've got 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. With what you're doing there, like because you've got the sevenths leave you with free fingers.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot more you can be doing around it as you're ready to. So the E7,
Oh,
that's why I said it
my
was a can of worms.
dexterity. I love it. I'm always like when I'm playing like especially like a D chord. I always
Absolutely. Yeah.
love just that little thing there, and then it sets me up with my sticky fingers to go up to
Yeah.
yeah. And then with this, I've been using index finger.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that is. It just sounds cool.
I've got a whole lesson for you. What you're just doing now. Grow that even further.
God, I hardly ever use this guitar. I love it so much it scares the shit out of me.
It's got a good tone. Even on Zoom, it's got a good tone.
Yeah, my only American guitar.
Yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't. I don't think it plays any better than my Chinese made, Indonesian made Squire, but it just the neck feels really nice on it.
Yeah, it's smooth, eh?
Oh my god! And I
Yeah.
just love the color. I got it from a guy who was. I feel I actually really connected with the guy. He had it for sale because his dad gave it to him. He got Parkinson's disease, and
Oh,
this fella only played like washboarns and like metal,
yeah.
and so he didn't really gel with this. And he talked to his dad and was in a difficult financial position, and he agreed that he was able to sell it. And I got it for 2 grand. They're 4 grand in the shop, and it's
Yeah.
unmarked. Like
Beautiful, yeah.
I put these cool locking tuners because you'd think for that money they'd have locking tuners, but they don't.
So, yeah. No. Um, cool. I've just made some notes of a whole lesson that I think you'll just thrive over.
Yeah, and I hope I'm not interrupting your flow by throwing in what I'm doing and like what I'm vibing because that's kind of what I like about you is you can adapt to what I'm interested in rather than just like because I've done the Fender play thing, I've done the James whatever Justin guitar,
Yeah.
all those things, and I don't follow scripts well.
No.
I like to go on
Tangents, yeah.
tangents.
No, no, I like teaching that way because um, everybody learns differently and you got to
Mm,
follow their path. Like, it's not like a high school classroom where I feed you the information, you miss a week and you're stuffed for the rest of the year. You know, like that's not what we're doing. Like, you pay for my time, and if we go down whatever rabbit hole you are venturing, that's fine. I'll guide that, but I won't divert you away from it unless it's a hole.
yeah, you can see if it's like worth it or not. Yeah, because you've probably been down there before.
Yeah, I've been down most of the rabbit warrens.
But I'm loving it, man. Like I love this C sharp minor that you taught me. Like I love playing this. I just that's what I've been doing is just playing that and then playing this sort of scale shape down here. I just yeah, that one's been cool. I've never played that before as a minor anything like a 12 bar or even a 145 or anything.
It's probably one of my favourite areas of the blues.
Mm.
Just cruisy, you get lost in it.
Oh yeah.
It's probably why the blues works for both of how our minds work, where we don't
Oh,
really
that, yeah.
follow the rules exactly. There's a guide, but you
Yeah,
can,
I'll do it my way.
yeah.
I see your guide, and I'm kind of not going to use it, but I'm yeah. Awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much.
No worries.
Flip me through that recording when you can.
Sure, well, thank you.
And back to normal now. Back to Wednesdays.
Yeah, yeah, I've got you still there if that suits.
Yeah, that suits me, man. I'm here. Next week's wedding week. It's getting chaotic, but it'll be sweet.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
No, especially around wedding season, there's a whole lot of insanity that
Oh yeah, I'm deep in the insanity right now.
you don't believe it.
Right, man.
All right, dude. You have a good one.
See ya.
See you, mate. Bye.